there, everybody. I'm doing a Dutch pour tonight, and I'm attempting to do something I've never done before. I was actually going to try it one time. Also, here I am on the side because I'm doing this long, skinny canvas. Anyway, Dutch pour mixed media painting. I have butterfly wings here. I make jewelry out of butterfly wings. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have butterfly wings in a painting? So I've painted the back of them white so that they won't go sort of transparent when you set them in a darker color of paint. I don't know what color of paint they'll be in exactly. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it, but I have 3 sets of butterfly wings in here. And I'm going to be putting them in the paint. And then once the paint is dry, then I'll go in with a brush and paint sort of the butterfly's body, head, antennas. Anyway, that's what I'm trying. Dutch pour plus butterfly wings. We'll see how it goes. So I'm also doing kind of a split white, blue, white. So I've got white and I've got this, this is actually house paint from a bathroom that we remodeled. So it's this pale blue-gray color that I love. And then I have some metallic sort of emerald green, some metallic gold, some metallic sort of cobalt blue, and then this nice dark purple. So I'm hoping that those will work really well together. It'll be very, very metallic. I don't know exactly how that'll go. I also have some other colors that are left over from other stuff, so it's possible that I'll pull one or more of those other colors in if this doesn't seem to work, but I think this will be good for now. All right, let's get started. I'll move. Oh, I did a little drip test. This is an old one. This is today's. A drip test is something that's relatively new for me, and especially for Dutch pours or other stuff where the consistency really matters. A drip test, you just put a dab of each kind of paint and then you hold the paper vertically and see, do some of them move way faster than the others. So as you can see here, the white and the dark purple needed just a little bit more water added to them. And the rest of them flowed pretty well. Some of them got a little bit longer, but none of them got really carried away. So that's good enough for me. So that's how a drip test works, and it's really, I found it to be really, it's an easy thing to do that makes a big difference, and especially if you're doing a big painting or on an expensive canvas or something, the drip test helps. It helps to ensure that you're not going to end up with certain colors disappearing on you because they're too watery or they're too thick or getting swallowed up or getting that weird sort of watery effect that you get sometimes. Anyway, enough talk about drip test. Here we go. So the blue will be sort of this diagonal negative space. We'll tweak that in a second. And the white will be sort of the top edges. Okay. Okay, now let's layer on the colors. I'll start with the metallic blue. And maybe I'll layer them slightly differently. Here I'll put the green at the bottom. And then the dark purple for both. And then we'll do green over here. And gold down here. And then, wait, blue on top here. Whoa. Poured out faster than I was expecting. Alrighty. So there's the colors. I think they're gonna look really great together. Hopefully they don't go all muddy, but we'll see. Okay, let's pour some blue along here and along here so it'll flow. And some white on the outside edges. Okay. And now I will torch it and then blow it over the colors. Okay. All right. So as you can see, I haven't blown completely over the colors because I do want some of those bold colors to still be in the middle and not have it all kind of washed out. All right, how do I want to do this? Up, down, I guess. All right, let's give it a shot. Wow, cool. All right. Really, really pretty. Do I want to put butterflies in it? I don't know. Okay, so the butterflies I think would look really good with this color scheme because there's some that are black with yellow, which goes with the gold. There's one that's black with blue, which of course there's blue all through in here. And then there's black with sort of reddish spots, which the purple would kind of bring out. Now I've got a lot of leftover paint here because it really didn't use as much as I thought it might. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another one. Because I like this one so much, and I think butterflies would look good in it, but I want to try again, but not make the design quite so big. I would love to have more white at the top, more blue in the middle, and more white at the bottom, where the butterflies could go. So let me quickly grab another canvas, and I've got all my paint and stuff right here. So I'll just get another canvas really quick and stick some pins in it, and we'll try another go. Let's torch it and then try blowing it out. Okay, because there's less of the color, I'm not going to blow paint over it. I'm just going to blow it straight out. It's looking cool. Oop, got my apron in it. Just the edge, not a big deal. Okay, that's looking cool. I'll come back and work with it later. This is more what I was kind of envisioning. I'll try to get the design a little bit bigger, but there's clear space where butterflies could go. So that's more what I wanted. Yeah, this is nice. Butterflies can work in this. Just gotta get stuff kind of fine-tuned, so I'll tip this to make it a little easier to get at. Okay, there's this little like shadow under here, which I'm actually going to take a straw, and instead of blowing, I'm going to suck the part up that I don't want. And then you just blow it out in a paper towel. Works like a charm. And I'll add just a touch of white paint back in there. Okay, I'm gonna come over to this side now there's this little area, and I'm gonna use my straw to suck up some of the paint here. And then I'll get my other straw to sort of fan it out. Okay, that looks better. So now I have to figure out which side is up and which side is down, because whichever side is up, obviously, that's the direction the butterflies are going to be facing, because I do think that this is the one that gets the butterflies. And I'm excited. Alright, do I have a little bit of paint here? I'm actually going to this little area right in here I don't love. So I'm just gonna scrape it off and just add in some more of the pale blue. It was getting too busy with lots of streaking, and I didn't like that. So instead of trying to fix it after the fact, let's take care of it now. Okay, let me set you back here straight again, and I know that you are sideways as you're looking at this, and you've got a big glare up here. But this is going to be the top, this is going to be the bottom. I think I'm going to put the yellow one in the middle, just because it's the brightest. Make like a clean area to set the wings. So I painted the backs of these with straight white house paint, because house paint flows really nicely. Like, it's easy, it's not too thick and clumpy. And it's white, which means that whatever color is on, you know, whatever color these wings would look when they're on a white surface, they should still appear to be that color even if they're on a colored surface, because the backs are painted. And I'll show that to you again. So there's the back, there's the front. Whoop. Okay, so I've got a black and white one with some red spots. I have one that's black and white on the top wings and black and yellow on the bottom wings. And then I've got one that's sort of black and blue with some orange. And I'm just getting them laid out here. Yeah, I think the yellow, because it's the brightest, I think it's got to go in the middle. Also because the wings are white. And white wings on a blue backdrop are going to look sharper than white wings on a white backdrop. Okay, here we go, the moment of truth. I'm going to put it at a slight angle here. There we go. There's one butterfly wing in paint. And there's another one. Okay, here come the bottom wings. I really hope they don't shift too much. Just gonna sort of slide it this way if I can, without getting blue paint on it as much as possible. Alrighty, and now the last one. Well, the yellow goes really, really well with that gold paint, so I'm happy about that. Ah, there we go. That's about as good of an alignment as you can hope to get. It's actually really hard to get it looking right. Harder than you would think. Now this one I've got much more space, so it's harder to pick exactly where it should be. But I think it should be pretty much in the middle, but slightly tilted to the side so that they're alternating which way they're fluttering. And they seem to be sticking pretty well in the paint. I'm tapping it just to make sure, but yeah. Okay. Now the bottom wings. This wing is just slightly bent. To get it flat without getting covered with paint. Okay. There we go. That's pretty solidly in there. I'm going to try to come up here. So before I made earrings with butterfly wings, I made framed like shadow boxes of whole spread butterflies. So I'm used to sort of figuring out the layout of how a butterfly should be in a pattern, but I'm not used to needing to do it wing by wing. dear. White paint got on the forceps, and then I pushed on the butterfly wing with the forceps. Fortunately, this is a black and white wing, so I try to minimize the look of the paint on here. And I may come back in later when everything's dry and just paint over it. Okay. That's relatively minimized, but oops. Okay, now I know. Check to make sure there's no paint on the forceps before you start using them to push the wings back in. Okay. So my mistake up here was I set the lower wing first, and then I set the higher wing, which had to go too high. I should have set the higher wing first, and then the lower wing. So it's ending up too close to the top for my liking. It's still very pretty though. I love how it turned out, and there's nothing I can do about that, so I just won't sweat it. Very cool. Love the colors, love the way both of these Dutch pours have turned out. Let me slide this one back this way so you can get a glimpse and remember how that one was. So this one, too busy for butterflies, but awesome. And then this one, I think the butterflies were a hit. And I will come back and show you sort of the finishing process and how I do my adding the bodies of the butterflies and then doing the spray coating. Thanks for watching. I'll give you a quick close-up. So there's the blue butterfly and the yellow butterfly, and that black and red one, you can see where I got a little paint on it, but I should be able to touch that up. So there's that whole one, and then of course this other one, which is looking just gorgeous. Lots of very cool details. Beautiful lacing. There's some really neat cells. So I'm really, really happy with how both of those turned out. Okay, here we are with a dry painting. It looks absolutely wonderful. The butterflies all stayed together. I had dreams all night long that the wings were gonna go everywhere and just all kinds of things. I don't know if you have painting nightmares, but I do. Anyway, everything's dry, and now I'm going to paint the bodies because, as you can see, you know, the wings leave this gap. So I'm going to paint bodies and antennae in between, and because all of these have black as their base, I'm going to use black paint for the bodies, even though there's not much, well, there's no black in the rest of the painting, but the purple's quite dark, so I think black looks fine. I'm going to start here at the top, so I'm going to slide this down so that I have an easier time of it. I've got some leftover black paint that's already mixed with some Floetrol and water, so it flows easily. Easy to work with. And that's what I've got here. And I've got a couple different sizes of brush. I'll probably start with the small brush. So this butterfly actually got some paint on the wings as I was making the painting. And I said, you know, I'll come back in and touch that up. So that's what I'm doing first here, is actually adding just a bit of black on the places where some white paint got on the wing. it really didn't look that bad, but I think it would look better. I'm actually going to move it even further down just because and do the body, the thorax, abdomen, and basically it's just going to be black in between in kind of a stick shape. So that you don't see a big hole in between, and it'll extend a bit down below these wings. Okay, so there's the body, and then I'm extending it up just slightly in between the wings, and then I'll add a head. And now the antennae. This is going to be the tricky part, just because they're supposed to be so thin. Okay, that's a pretty good first one. Okay, well, the brush kind of branched out a little bit and made like a double, like a split end, but I don't think it looks too bad. All right, so let's move on to the next one here. This one, there's a much wider gap in between the wings. So I'm actually going to paint on top of the wings here because the bottom wings are kind of touching each other. And I'm going to paint over top of them just slightly to create that body shape. All right. So that looks pretty good. There's a lot of space here. I think I left too much space between these top wings. I'll show you. So there's a lot of black there, sort of in that shoulder area. So once this black paint dries, I may take a little bit of just watered down white so I can add a little bit of lightness in, and I'll show you if I do that. But that's looking good. And now for the last one. So there you have the last one. It really did not need much in between because this was much closer together. The antennae are not my favorite, but I don't think people will be staring at them really, really hard. So there you have it. There's the adding the body section of this mixed media fluid butterfly painting. I'm back for final touch-ups to this middle butterfly. As you can see, the black where I touched up in the body, it doesn't look quite right right here at the base of the white wings. So I'm just gonna brush on some white there to visually extend the lines of the white wings into that central body section. As you can see, it just extends the line of the white there, makes it look a little better. Alrighty, that's it. And as long as that dries well, it'll be ready for the spray varnish in a couple days. Hey there, I am ready to spray varnish this painting. Yay! So I'm just set up in a garage right now. I've got some cardboard down just to protect the surface. I'm using this Krylon triple thick clear glaze. I got it at Walmart. It's like $4 a can. I actually have 2 cans of it because I was spraying a painting recently and the nozzle clogged in the middle, and I had to quickly run and get another one because you're supposed to apply, you know, one nice wet coat, so I didn't want it to be messed up by not having enough. So I've got 2, even though they're full cans, I have them both on hand. It's the only time that's ever happened. It probably won't happen to you, but pretty easy to have 2 cans on hand. Okay, I really have no idea how these butterfly wings are gonna react when the spray goes on them. I hope they don't go all transparent or lose their color or something. We'll see. This may be a disaster, but we won't know until we try. So let's try. It says apply a full wet coat on a porous surface like a canvas. It says wait 2 to 3 minutes and apply a second coat, and then allow 24 hours to dry before handling it. So I will spray on the first coat, and assuming that all is looking well, in about 3 minutes I will spray on a second coat. There we go. I start by doing the sides to get those covered, and then I do the whole top. Okay, here we go. Let's do the top surface. I'm going to move so I can see reflections to see how the pattern is, how thick of a coat I'm getting on there. So, there's the first coat. Let me take you in and show you what the butterflies are looking like. Up here at the top, this one's looking fine. It's still black and white with those red spots. This one in the middle, the top wings have gotten slightly more transparent. You can see more of the black pattern from the back of the wings, but it hasn't lost its yellow, so that's wonderful. Then this one down here, all the color seems to have faded, and it's just a solid black, which is disappointing, but it's all right. We can live with that. Overall, I would call that a successful painting.